actually a very good magazine. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for checking in. This is the Southern California Railway Museum newsletter, Gazette. This is the local museum that's Riverside County. It's actually in the city of Paris, which I'll do a video on here sooner than later. It's actually quite good. I'm a proud member, a sustaining member of the museum. But I thought we should do an update on my model train diorama. I think this would be part 8. It's been a few months, I think 2 months or so. Life happens, and but I've made some real progress in a lot of areas, and I thought it was time to share. One of the first things, for those of you that follow these episodes, I've been going back and forth on what to actually call it, because apparently you have to name your diorama. And I was leaning towards Condor Flats Railroad for a while. Then I was leaning towards Bourbonville Railroad for a while. And it occurred to me, since it's just we'll call it make-believe or magical place, what better name than the 100 Acre Wood Railroad, which of course is a reference to A.A. Milne's children's books, The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, where Pooh, Christopher Robin, Tigger, Eeyore, etc. all have their adventures in the 100 Acre Wood. So, henceforth, my diorama will be called the 100 Acre Wood Railroad. That's hard to say. The 100 Acre Wood Railroad. Second thing, a slight change. I've sort of relocated the Lionel locomotive and the Burgundy cars that I was running. A 70-year-old train set is difficult to keep going, especially when you start to compare them to the modern ones. And I thought it would be better just to have it be more on display than anything else. You'll see I also have added a complete Lionel Scout, which those of you that know was the entry-level train set that came out in just after the war, I think 47. I'll do a video on that one as well, but you'll get to see it here in a moment. I found one that was in just fabulous shape. And again, it was the entry level, so it's stripped down some and a lot of plastic. It also has those weird couplers that are sort of, I think 1 or 2 seasons, or just only for the Scout. Again, I got to do a little investigation, but you'll see it here in just a moment. But I've moved my father's, the locomotive that I had restored, instead of making it labor like it has, I moved it off because I discovered, the new modern ones, though the higher end ones are quite expensive, you can just run them on these universal remotes. You don't have to have the big AC/DC transformers. You just plug into the wall, and you can run it off your phone or run it off one of these guys, and it whistles, blows smoke, it talks, and you're able to control the speed, just wonderfully. So what I ended up putting on the 100 Acre Wood Railroad is actually the Nickel Plate Road 757, which was a 284 Berkshire built by Lima locomotive, and the 757 went into service in like 1948, and I believe, or 1944, excuse me, and I think its last run was like 58. And this was a locomotive that basically ran a freight service between, New York, Chicago, and St. Louis, and it was known as the Nickel Plate Road, or the NKP. I believe the 757 is now housed at the Railroad Museum in Pennsylvania. Is where the locomotive and tender now rest for all to sit and see. Anyway, and then I've made some more progress, and I'm actually quite pleased with how it looks. We still have a long ways to go, but I thought I would at least share some progress. And yes, you'll get to see the 757 kind of go around the track just once. I actually have to change a track tire. I've not gotten to that yet, but hopefully it'll stay on long enough to at least for you guys to see it run. and check back again. next time we check in, hopefully it'll be done and it'll just be rocking and rolling. Like I said, I promise we'll do a little quick history on the Lionel Scout. I got a trip to the museum planned, and we'll look at some of the other trains that I've recently acquired. Anyway, take a look. So as I was saying, I've decided to name my diorama, or my railroad, the 100-Acre Railroad, after A.A. Milne's children's books, you know, The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, where Christopher Robin and his friends spent so much time in the 100-Acre Wood. I thought that was a perfect name for a make-believe place. There's a close-up of the locomotive I was speaking of and the cars. Quite pleased with those. Over here, my little lake or pond. It didn't turn out quite as well as I had hoped, but not too bad for a first-time effort, I guess, overall. Not too shabby. Here is the Lionel Scout. That is a complete set. Locomotive, coal car, tenders and caboose, etc. All from 1948. This side turned out quite nice overall from when you last saw it. It's coming along. It's still not done. I have a few more things to do, obviously, but on the whole, obviously still have some work to do on that mountain. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll get this backside completed. Complete the mountain. This mountain over here is pretty much complete. I like sort of the abandoned rail line here with the wrecked cars with the separated trucks, etc., and the sort of the collapsed tunnel, or unused tunnel, if you will. I think that turned out nice. See if I can get down a little low here for you. I have to say it has been a blast. My first time effort. Not perfect, but you can even see here, hopefully you can see the barbed wire fence. It stands out a little bit, but I think I've done a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. I'm very pleased with it. I'm looking forward to getting it completed, I guess. Anyway, there you have it. So thank you for watching. I hope you get a kick out of this. If you're thinking about starting a diorama or a layout, jump right in. It's not difficult. There's a million YouTube videos that talk about how to do things. I would listen to all of them and just get started. It starts out slow, but trust me, it'll suddenly start to come together with a little bit of patience and imagination. And before you know it, I don't know, it starts to look like something. Anyway, in this world, when you could be anything you want, you be kind, you be humble, be forgiving, and we will see you next time. Thanks again so much for watching. Have a good day.
Dispatcher, errors made, brake test complete.